not coming to preach today, I'm just coming to give an exhortation of the word. And the title of my exhortation is Be a Soul Winner. Turn to your neighbor, say neighbor. Oh, say it, Paul, say neighbor. Tonight, learn how to be a soul winner. In the name of Jesus. Go to Matthew chapter 4, verse 18. Matthew chapter 4, verse 18.
And Jesus, walking by the Sea of Galilee, saw two brethren, Simon called Peter, and Andrew his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishers. And he saith unto them, Follow me, and I will make you fishers of men. And they straightway left their nets and followed him. And going on from thence, he saw other two brethren, James the son of Zebedee, and John his brother, in a ship with Zebedee their father, mending their nets, and he called them. And they immediately left the ship and their father, and followed him.
Amen. So it said that, and Jesus was walking by the Sea of Galilee, and he saw two brethren, Simon called Peter and Andrew his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishers. And he said unto them, Follow me, and I'll make you fishers of men. And they straightway left their nets and followed him. The Bible says in this text that Jesus met Peter and Andrew, and he met two other brethren. He met John and he met James. And he said that, listen, whatever you're doing, drop your nets, come and follow me. And the Bible says immediately they followed him. And then the last command that Jesus gave to him in Mark chapter 16 was that you should go and preach the gospel to every creature. Once you give your life to Christ, don't sit down. I'm here to encourage you lot today. As youth, as young people, in church, in Christ, the type of generation that we find ourselves in is a hard generation. We're in a generation of social media. There's so much evil things that's going on in the world today. There's so much things. When you look at church today in general, how much young people do you see in church? Young people are not interested in church anymore. Because the church has gone backwards and the world has moved forward. Jesus said that, listen, whatever you're doing, drop your nets, come and follow me. And the Bible says immediately they followed him. You've been come to church from when you was a baby up until now, but yet you are still in the same place. Why? They said that immediately they dropped their nets and they followed him. You don't sit down when you give your life to Christ. You go and do the work of Christ. You go and do the commands of Jesus Christ, which is to go and preach the gospel to every creature. But when's the last time you went to preach to someone? When's the last time you invited someone to church? When was the last time you went to evangelism? When was the last time you went a soul into the kingdom of heaven? Some of you are looking at me with some faces. It's a question. You must, if as a believer, you must be Christ-like. You must walk according to the teachings of Christ Jesus. But some of you, you're only following 10% of the teachings of Christ Jesus. So you're a 10% Christian. You're not even half. You are a 10% Christian. Jesus said, go and preach the gospel to every creature. And when you read the text further, it says that he's given us power to tread upon serpents, tread upon scorpions, to cast out devils and to heal the sick. You can't even cast out a headache. And you call yourself a believer. That's an error. As young people, we have to stop following the protocol that older people have said. We've been in church for so many years, but yet the church, I'm not talking about this, I'm talking about the body of Christ. The body of Christ has been dead for so many years. The Bible said the other day, Jesus said to Peter, upon this rock I'll build my church and the gates of hell shall not prevail. But when you check the church today, the gates of hell, when you check it, who's been in the battle? Who's been in the battle? Believers were quiet. Evangelism, nobody goes to evangelize anymore. People just rely on pastors, prophets, prophetesses to come and do the work. But believers, we come to church for 2 hours every Sunday. We come and sit down, then we go home for the rest of our week, doing nothing. Then we come back the next week, and yet our life still remains the same. Change your mindset. Unless you change the way you do your things, you'll end up like your parents. Some of you can be honest. Your parents, when they go home, they don't pray. Yet they're in church, they're screaming, they're shouting, but when they're home, they don't pray. Most of us, our parents are dry Christians. That's the facts. Do you want to be a dry Christian? It's a question. Do you want to be a dry Christian?
No.
Then push yourself. Go to Luke chapter 11, verse 23. I'm only come to do some short prayer. We'll pray. Luke chapter 11, verse 23. Luke 11, 23. But can you read it in the MSG version? Because it breaks it down good.
This is war, and there is no neutral ground. If you're not on my side, you're the enemy. If you're not helping, you're making things worse.
Can you repeat that again?
This is war, and there is no neutral ground. If you're not on my side, you are the enemy. If you're not helping, you're making things worse.
In the King James version, it said that he that is not with me is against me, and he that does not gather scatters. So in that version, it says that this is a war ground, right? Yes. And if you're not part of me, if you're not gathering, then you're the enemy. Yeah. What are you doing in the house of God? Are you gathering souls into the kingdom of God, or are you scattering souls? The way you portray yourself outside of church, outside these four walls, are you gathering people to come and follow Jesus Christ, or are you pushing them away? That's the question. The definition of a Christian is to be Christ-like. When people see you, do they see Jesus Christ, or do they see the devil? Do they see a son of God, or do they see a son of the devil? Why is everybody's facing like that? What do people see when they see you? Do they see a representation of Jesus Christ? Anyone that does not gather with me scatters. The question is, what is your character correct? I believe that in every one of our lives there must be an evidence of God spiritually and physically.
That's right.
There must be a manifestation. People must see evidence. That's why when people, us believers, we go to rich people, we say, oh, listen, come to Jesus Christ. Or no, we go to poor people. Or come to Jesus Christ, He will turn your life around. But you're poor, you're even poorer than them. And you're telling them that God will bless you, will make you a millionaire. There's no evidence in our lives. There's no evidence spiritually. The Bible says that Jesus was going about doing good, casting out devils. He was healing all that were oppressed by the devil. He was healing all that were oppressed by the devil. If people see you command the sickness to come out of people, do you think they won't follow what you're doing? But there's no spiritual evidence in the life of believers. Believers, we are dry. We are dry. We are dry. The Bible talks about how in the times of Apostle Peter, he would be walking and his shadow alone would be healing the sick. Jesus would be commanding dead people to come back to life, and Jesus was the one that said that we would do greater than him, but we're not doing greater than him. For some believers to even go to preach to people about Jesus Christ, they're scared. They're scared. The Bible says that in the last days, the Spirit of God will come upon young men and young women and old people to dream dreams, to see visions, to prophesy. Some of you can't prophesy. You don't even have the discernment spirit. You're relying on pastors. You're putting pressures on pastors day in, day out. But what about you? What are you doing to advance the kingdom of heaven? When pastors do things wrong, you're complaining, but what are you doing to the kingdom of heaven?
That's right.
When it comes to church, you don't even serve.
Help them.
You're sitting down gossiping, you're sitting down making noise, you're sitting down doing all sorts of nonsense. Scattering the church, you're not gathering. But we must change that tonight in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
I came to encourage somebody that, listen, get up off of your seat and push the things of God forward. Go out and win souls into the kingdom of heaven. Go out and preach the gospel. Go out and cast out devils. Go out and demonstrate the power of Jesus Christ so that we can win souls into the kingdom of heaven.
Amen.
The Bible said in Luke chapter 15 verse 17 that when one soul is won, heaven rejoices. That's the power that you have. One action that you can do, if you can lead someone to Christ, the whole of heaven rejoices. One soul. But evangelism time, everybody's making excuses. You're not doing anything, you're just sleeping. Enjoying your warm bed. But you don't know the prize that being a soul winner gets you. The Bible says that in heaven, some people don't have mansions. But that determines on what you do on earth. Don't be a selfish Christian. Some of us, we think, oh, my blessing, I must become a millionaire. Yes, I know through the grace of God you will do that, but you must do a work also. Working is not just for us, it's not just for pastors, it's not just for protocols, it's for everyone. The Bible said that Jesus didn't come here to be served, but he came here to serve.
That's right.
Don't be lazy. Can you go to Romans chapter 10 verse 13 to 18?
For everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. How then can they call on the one they have not believed in? And how can they believe in one of whom they have not heard? And how can they hear without someone preaching to them? And how can anyone preach unless they are sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of those who bring good news. But not all the Israelites accepted the good news. For Isaiah says, Lord, who has believed our message? Consequently, faith comes from hearing the message, and the message is heard through the word about Christ. But
read verse 13 to 16 again.
From 13 to 16.
No, to 17.
From
13 to 17.
Okay. For everyone who calls on the name of the Lord will be saved. How then can they call on the one they have not believed in? And how can they believe in the one of whom they have not heard? And how can they hear without someone preaching to them? And how can anyone preach unless they are sent? As it is written, how beautiful are the feet of those who bring good news. But not all Israelites accepted the good news. For Isaiah says, Lord, who has believed our message? Consequently, faith comes from hearing a message, and the message is heard through the word about Christ.
Amen. It says that how can they hear unless someone preaches to them? Who's going to preach to the sinners? Sinners, they're not going to come. They don't believe in God, so they're not going to come into the church building. You're not going to. Are you going to go to a mosque? Why not? Because you don't believe their message. Sinners, unbelievers, they don't believe in our message, so they're not going to come into the building. We must go out to the world. They're not going to come to us, so we must go to them. How can they hear if no one preaches to them? We must come to a time where people see the power of God in our lives. When people see power, they know power. But some of us, some believers, a lot of believers, they like to fake. A lot of believers like to fake and act as if they're perfect. Oh, they don't make any mistakes. They're perfect. Stop lying. A lot of us, we like to fake, we like to pretend. When we're in church, we have one character. When we're in the world, we have one character. When we're in our workplace, we have another character. When we're with our friends, we have another character. We have personality disorders. That's what I call it.
It's true.
Fake personalities.
How?
When you're in church, people think that you're the most prayer warrior. But when you're at work, you can be fighting and arguing with people.
It's true.
It's true. It's true. Then you come to church, you're humble. When you see a man of God, you're begging. Nigerians call it the valley.
Castrating.
Frustrating.
But when you're outside, when you're on bus, someone accidentally knocks you. Rudeness. Fake personalities. We act. You're doing something in your. God sees everything. Me, when I was in the world, those days, those long days, I would, on Snapchat, I would hide my family from seeing it, but not knowing I would be smoking. Doing all sorts of nonsense, smoking and drinking. Not knowing that God will still see it.
Of course.
If you know you're not perfect, you know, we all have our weaknesses, the Bible says. But work on your weaknesses. Ask for grace. So that people can see Christ for you. That's what we're here for. We're here to win souls into the kingdom. People always ask, what does God want me to do? God wants you to win souls into the kingdom of heaven. I don't care if you're a billionaire. I don't care if you're a businessman, if you're a policeman. God wants you to win souls into the kingdom. Jesus died so that you might have a chance to get to heaven. And he says, go and preach my word. These days, nobody cares about winning souls. All people care about is their nail appointment on the 22nd for that party that's coming up. Nobody cares about souls these days. People care about that party that's coming on the 24th, about that wedding that's coming next year, nobody cares about winning souls. Nobody cares about winning souls. Everybody just cares about their 6 p.m. appointment with Romeo or Shaniqua.
Appointments. Jesus.
To learn acrobatics.
Thank you.
Nobody cares about winning souls. But we've got to change that. We have to change that. Jesus said, go out and preach the gospel to all creatures. The Bible said that Jesus, he went out healing all, not some, not half, all who were oppressed of the devil, all who were oppressed, who the devil had made them, who had bound them. We must do the same with them.
Amen.
I was stuck in my ways. Then I found Christ, now I'm seeing the change. Bringing light, bringing peace, giving hope to the streets. Soon we'll see you light on me. I just want to see your face.